Coming to Sukhasana, any easy seat that feels good for you. Don't have to sit like me. Your index finger and thumb touch. Press the backs of your hands to the top of your knees. Just scan your body from the inside now. Just noticing if there's anywhere that is tight, that is restrictive. Feel free to close the eyes and let them roll back into their sockets. We'll take a breathing technique today called Surya Bhedana. Surya is the sun, solar energy. When we take this particular pranayama, it helps us to direct our focus to one point. Surya Bhedana also charges the solar side of our bodies. It's not necessarily invoking the yang energy or the masculine energy, but it's allowing our heat, our internal compass to get fired up so we can focus on our fluidity. So I'm not mirroring you, but you're going to take your right hand and then we'll come to Vishnu Mudra. So closing your index finger and middle finger down. You'll take your ring finger, blocking your left nostril. We'll inhale gently through the right nostril. Close and block with the right thumb, pausing for a moment, gentle retention. And then exhale through the left nostril. Block off your left nostril again, just inhaling through the right nostril. Closing and blocking right at the very top where the cartilage meets the nose bridge. Pausing. Then exhale through the left. Close and block left. Inhale through the right. Close and block. Exhale through the left. Continue this for 6 more times. No rush at all. Looking for the ratio 1, 1, 1. 1 count to inhale, 1 count to pause, 1 count to exhale. As you start to exhale through that left side of your nostril, notice how the warm air is releasing from the body. We're using this breath technique. Activate the Manipura chakra, which is what we're focusing on, vortex of energy associated with our confidence, ability to step gracefully into our willpower. Just balancing our fire, our courage, discipline. As I mentioned, Surya means sun. Vedana means to pierce, piercing that solar side, activating Pingala Nadi. Again, just taking 9 rounds today. So after you finish your 6th round, remembering that we started 3 together. Flip the right hand on top of your right knee, no rush. You're finishing up, take your time. And just notice if there is any subtle difference that you can detect in your body. And then draw your awareness now to the midbrain. Softening the place between the 2 brain hemispheres. Just letting electromagnetism, field of unbound intelligence. Feels like you can receive this download through the top fontanelle, Sahasrara chakra, 1,000 petal lobes opening up. receiving this light, this radiance like a drop. Move down your spine to right in front of your sacrum. Khanda, origin of 72,000 energy points. Breathing in, opening up to light, wisdom, intuition, intelligence. Breathing out, hum, feeling it charge and transform. The joints become spacious. Just letting yourself bathe in this light. Start to move the arms, circling the arms around and up, breathing in, connecting to sa. Press your palms out of the ceiling, root your tailbone down. And then feel as your spine lengthens that your sits bones are rooted, head floating easily. Take a deep breath as you breathe into the side ribs here, and take a gentle twist over to the right side. Left hand on top of right knee, backstroke your right hand behind you. Grow your spine long on your inhale, and then wrap your ribs around the axis of your spine. Staying soft and fluid, at the same time steady. Sthira Sukhamasana. Steadiness and ease. Leave your left hand where it is. Take your right arm long by the ear. Stretch that right arm up and over, being sure to keep your tailbone heavily rooted. And then take your right hand behind your head. You're going to direct your elbow up to the ceiling. Breathing into the right side ribs, intercostal muscles. It's creating spaciousness here. Lengthen that right arm, bicep long by the ear. Take that right hand now, place it on top of the left knee. Draw your chin to your chest and breathe into the space between the two shoulder blades. Connecting to that source, light, radiance, wisdom. Deep breath to inhale through the nostrils. Open up the mouth and sigh the breath out. Rock back onto your sits bones. Pause for a moment, and then you may reach the fingertips to hold on to the shoulder blades, softening the neck, the jaw, lifting the elbows up. You may work the backs of the hands towards one another. If it's feasible for your anatomy and it feels okay for your shoulders today, maybe working the palms together. Not at the expense of losing the breath. Not at the expense of harming the body. Deep breath to inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Release the arms down. Stretch the arms around and up. Inhale. Feeling soft. Move from your midbrain down to your spine. Interlace your fingers now. Press the palms high. Root your tailbone down. Stretch the biceps long by your ears. Take a deep breath to inhale here, lengthening the side body. On your exhale, wrap your ribs around the axis of the spine and float your right hand now to the top of the left knee. Backstroke the left hand behind you. Grow your spine long on the inhalation, and on your exhalation, wrap your ribs around the axis of your spine. Just feeling yourself held upright from the inside of your spine, holding you up. That's soft. Take a deep breath here to inhale through the nostrils, receiving that life force, that prana. Exhale out through the mouth. Put your left arm long by your ear now. Staying rooted, heavy in the pelvis. Left bicep long by the ear. Feel that side body open up and expand. Take your left hand behind your head. Direct your left elbow opening up. Relax the jaw. Maybe you direct your chin up to the ceiling. Staying soft and connected. Strong yet fluid. Re-extend that left arm now. And then slowly let your chest and heart come to the ground. Cross your left arm over the top of your right knee. Rock back onto your sits bones. Bring your chin gently to your chest. Feel the space between the two shoulder blades open up. And come back onto your sits bones. Feel your spine holding you up. Mula Bandha engage. Lift of the pelvic floor. And lift your hands to reach for your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Maybe even shake your head side to side like a wise sage. Maybe you work your hands, back of the hands towards one another. Maybe you press the palms palm to palm. And feeling that steadiness, sthira, holding you up. There's nowhere to get. There's nothing to do. Just letting the breath, your posture guide you as a gateway to yourself. Slowly unwind your elbows, your arms, and circle the arms around and up one more time. Let your palms press overhead, and then draw a line down the midline of your body. Thumbs right at the heart center. We step every day closer towards more light, which means rebirth and beginnings. And even though the time zones may allow for those shifts and ebbs and flows to take place, the message remains the same. Transformation happens, growth happens, and there's always light after periods of darkness. There's something in your heart that you're wanting to see lighten and brighten. Let's bring that into your practice today. And chant the sound Om if you'd like to join me. Take a deep breath to inhale. The gaze soft. Draw the chin to the chest. Stay very intimate here. Then let your right hand now fall over, right forearm down to the side. Take your time here. Keep your left hand on your body and let your left hand move up the side body, ribs, ears, and then extend that left arm, breathing into the side ribs, the tongue to the bottom half of the jaw. Keep the pelvis heavy. And then very slowly start to let that left hand connect down to the earth. And almost as if you are feeling this reverse or opposing energy, let your pelvis be heavy. Keep walking both fingertips towards your right side. So releasing the shoulders, releasing the head, the neck. You might even shake your head side to side, releasing the jaw. Take your time and very slowly walk your hands now to center. Again, keeping your pelvis heavy, fingertips moving forward. So there's this opposing energy. Take a deep breath to inhale through the nostrils. And as you exhale, use your mouth to exhale as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. And no rush here. Take the left hand, letting it be seamless. Float your left forearm down to the earth. Stay heavy in the pelvis. Right hand goes to the hip. And then let your right hand connect to the ribs, the armpit, the ear. And then slowly extend that right arm. bicep long by the ear, weight in the pelvis, jaw relax. Deep breath to inhale, and smooth breath through the mouth. Slowly start to let that right hand connect to the earth. Let your pelvis be heavy. So noticing if there's a shift or a difference on this side. Walk your fingers away from your pelvis, but let your pelvis and sits bones be grounded. And then let gravity take over here. So maybe shaking the head, releasing the tongue, jaw. Deep breath to inhale. Open your mouth and exhale that breath out. Slowly walk your hands now over to center. No rush. Just letting both sides of the body balance, both energies, masculine and feminine, Shiva and Shakti meeting together, working in unison. Take a deep breath to inhale here as you lengthen the spine, and upper exhale, exhale through the mouth, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Just keeping that fluidity. We're going to start to make our way to hands and knees now. Again, keeping the focus very intimate. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. On your inhalation, lengthen forward, face looks up, jaw relaxes. Exhale, draw your navel into your spine, resist the earth, hum. Moving like this inside the breath a few times. Inhale, feel your face look up, broadening, opening up from the heart. Exhale, hum. Distribution of that intelligence, light, love, that wisdom through the sacrum. Inhaling sa, sound of pure intelligence. Exhale, hum. Belly pulls into the spine, rounding through the back. Take your time now, lengthen your spine. Walk your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes underneath you. And with resistance, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels out. Shake your head side to side. Feel free to keep a generous bend on your knees here. And we'll wave through the spine here. So again, keeping that length. Inhale, lift your heels, round through your spine. Stack your shoulders over your knees. Pausing in plank. Zipping the thighs, zipping the legs here. Take your hips up and back as you release the spine. Inhale, waving through, just taking a few rounds of this breath, coming to plank, lifting the hips, keeping the head, the neck, the chest, breathing at ease. Exhale, hips moving back. Take two more like this on your own. You can feel the Kriya. Sa on the inhale. Hum on the exhale. Take your time. The next time you inhale, almost as if you could feel your thighs resisting. Pause in plank. Very slowly, with or without your knees, draw your elbows straight back, and we'll take a slow chaturanga here for 4 counts. Lowering down, elbows draw back by the ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend your right arm out to the side. Keep your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Roll onto your right side shoulder. Opening up the side body. You may take that left foot, place it on the ground behind you. If you need a little bit more intensity, keep pushing down with that left hand. Just pausing when you feel resistance, when you feel that stop. Very slowly move back onto your belly. Replacing that left leg next to right. Take your right hand now underneath your right shoulder, transitioning to the opposite side. Left hand extends, rolling onto your left shoulder. Resist with the right hand, opening up the left side shoulder. Option to take that right foot behind you, placing it on the ground. Resisting. Creating space in the body that's graceful. Graceful doesn't mean pretty. Right? Graceful means with ease, with calmness, without forcing, without having to be aggressive or light it up in an assertive yang way. Finding that fluidity very slowly, start to make your transition back underneath you, right leg next to left. Come back onto your belly. Pause for a moment here as you bring that left hand directly underneath your shoulders. Draw your shoulders in towards one another. So shoulder blades moving in, press down, and then lift your heart, baby cobra. Shining that heart forward. Take a deep breath to inhale here. Shake the head side to side. And then lower down. Take your time as you tuck your toes, and with resistance, draw your navel in and up, coming through table, and then make your way to down dog one more time. We'll float that right leg straight up and back. All 5 toes point down like you're pushing into the wall, into a wall behind you. Draw your knee into your chest. Help that right leg up. Find your blocks here. Blocks underneath the shoulders. Lift from your abdomen. Press down in your palms and steer the heart forward. Take your time now. Lower your back knee down. Slide the blocks back to your hips. Shoulders in line. And then almost as if you're zipping your front spine, front body, zipping all the way up. Take that right arm long by the ear. Big side stretch over to the left side. Continue the path by circling forward. Let both hands now frame your feet. Reach back for your block and step your right foot, your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lengthening your spine, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, bend your knees, belly on top of your thigh bones. Get to the full bottom of your exhalation, and then sweep the arms around and up. Inhale, Vasisthasana. Palms press, belly engage. Exhale, hands down the midline of the body. Again, inhale the arms around and up. Vasisthasana, Sa moves through you. Get to the bottom of your exhale as you fold forward, belly to the thighs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine to a flat back. Exhale, step that left leg way back to the opposite side. Then lowering that back leg down, slide your blocks back, pausing for a moment here. Right arm reaches up by the ear. Taking that big side bend over to the opposite side. And just notice if you're over efforting. Where can you find that direction without forcing it? That is the beauty of the practice. It opens us up to connecting through the body. The body's a gateway, one gateway, I should say. Opens us up to pierce and focus our attention to what needs to be released, what needs that fluidity. So let that top arm now sweep forward. Find your blocks, place them off to the side, tuck your toes, and then you're going to step back to your variation of plank. So either staying in this lifted version, or I'll show the modified version, we're going to take this 4 counts again. Always choosing the option that serves you. Press down in the tops of your feet if you're taking the modified version. And then on that slow exhale, elbows go straight back for 4, for 3, for 2. It's not about getting all the way down. It's about learning how to resist the challenge with love, accepting, resisting, breathing. Lift your heart, baby cobra. Head and neck easeful. These are all things that need to be practiced, right? Lower the forehead down, tuck your toes with resistance. Coming back through plank or modified plank like I'm showing, lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath to inhale. So we're going to take this one more time. You can feel free to move at the tempo or the breath that is moving within you. You don't have to move according to me, how I look, or on my tempo. Inhale that left leg straight up and back. All 5 toes point down like you're pushing into a wall. Exhale, scoot your belly in and up. Step the left foot forward. Lower your back knee down. Find your blocks. And almost as if you're zipping your front body, hands to the blocks by your hips. Inhale your right arm long by the ear. Big side bend. Breathing sa down the side body. Hum. Feeling it charge and transform. Let that top arm circle forward. Hands to the blocks. Inhale, back leg steps forward. Flat back. Exhale, belly to the thighs. Uttanasana, releasing, folding forward. Inhale, swoop the arms around and up. Sa moves from crown to base. Exhale, palms down the midline of the body, feeling yourself in Tadasana. Not rushing ahead, not resisting. Again, inhale, circling the arms around and up, gathering that intelligence. Exhale, fold forward, making it yours. Finding that fluidity. Inhale to a flat back, hands to the top of the shins. Exhale, bend your knees, step your left leg way back. Left knee comes down to the earth, block, slide back by your hips. Inhale, float that top arm up and over. Left arm long by the ear. Big side bend here. Not at the expense of harming yourself or losing the ground. Top arm rounds forward, moving slowly. Hands to the mat, blocks off to the side, stepping back to your variation of plank. 4 counts to lower down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows going straight back. This time, either lifting yourself into full cobra if you're feeling warm, or you can lift the thighs off of the ground, coming into up dog. Your choice. Belly draws back, downward facing dog, no rush. Take your time. Pedal the heels out. Shake your head side to side, maybe even trill the lips. And then bend your knees, step or walk yourself forward. Uttanasana. You can hop there if you'd like. Bending your knees generously, give your palms some heat as you briskly rub the backs of your thighs. Staying in this forward fold helps us to release any old stagnation. Also super important. Backs of the thighs are where we hold the subconscious. So bringing any of that stuff, winter, shadowy, anything that doesn't need to be there, just bringing that to surface. And then same thing, draw the heat to the backs of the calves, backs of the knees, rubbing them briskly, using that tejas, that heat that we've generated. And then circle the arms around and up. Inhale, sa moves through you. Exhale, hum, pause, Tadasana. Just feel this posture, know where to get. Just feeling the balance of that yin, the balance of the yang. You're going to exercise that fire now. Keep your palms pressed, or you may bring them shoulder height. Reach your seat back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Eyes steady on a point. Draw your navel in and back, right? Keep lengthening your tailbone down. And just check in with your head. You're shaking your head side to side. We want to make sure we're not hijacking the nervous system. So let the breath out through the mouth, especially when you take challenging asanas that might bring up some heat for you. And then see if you can keep your eyes steady on one point. Maybe sit a little bit deeper today. Weight is in the heels. Maybe even lift the toes up off of the ground. Exhale, fold forward over your thighs. releasing the breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Your choice of the transition here. Either bending your knees, stepping or floating back with bent elbows. If you're stepping or jumping into chaturanga, always jumping back with bent elbows. Your choice. Baby cobra, cobra or up dog. We all meet in down dog. Just pausing. Take that right leg now straight up and back, all 5 toes like you're pushing into a wall. Draw your navel in to your spine and then step that right foot behind the right wrist. Spin your back heel down. Cartwheel your hands, warrior 2, pause. And just let yourself readjust. Might take the hands to the hips, leveling the pelvis. Palms face up, arms slightly in front of your shoulders. And then feel the steadiness of the legs here. And we'll take a reverse cartwheel here. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Keep the legs strong. Exhale, Ardha. Right hand to the top of that right thigh. Left arm long by the ears. Fluid. Moving like this a few times. So take 3 more like this on your own. I want you to pay particular attention. Let the arms flourish. Right? Letting that fluidity, that yin, that femininity, that Shakti energy. Letting her balance the structure, the yang, the Shiva of the pose. When we find that freedom to flow, then asana doesn't become so rigid. We practice off the mat, on the mat, and we practice off the mat. So if we practice rigidity on the mat, we'll practice rigidity off the mat. Pause for a moment as you reach that top arm, that left arm long by the ear. Keep resisting with the right arm. So right forearm down to the earth, still feeling that heat. And I want you to draw your navel into the spine. As if you had a wall behind you, you can even lean back against the wall. We're just going to take that top arm out to the side, down and around. So like you're strumming a big guitar. Where can you soften? Right? Where can you maybe bend the elbow? Where can you practice fluidity and softness in this moment? So it's a practice of activating the fire, but the feminine fire isn't necessarily one that is emblazoned. Take your top hand, place it on your hip. She can be, but we don't want to go there right now. And then lengthen your front leg. Heel toe your back foot in, going into triangle pose. So 3 different heights for the block. You can place your hand on the outside of the block. Block goes outside of the baby toes, leaning back against that wall if you have one. If this is still too high for you on the block, bring your hand to your shin bone or thigh. Right? So always finding the length in the spine versus what we think we need to do or be. That's the feminine energy. And our ability to stay within the structure of the pose, that's where our fire, our focus, our discipline comes from. Maybe you take that left hand, place it on your left shoulder, and direct that top arm up. So feet are steady, head, neck, jaw at ease. Look down at your right big toe now. Find your block in front of that right big toe. Step your back foot halfway in. We're going into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And flex that back leg like you're stepping on a wall behind you. Where can you find softness and fluidity within the structure of this pose? Relax the jaw. If you're going into the bend, you can reach back, taking the top hand, reach back for that top leg, Chapasana. Maybe the bottom hand goes to the heart, just seeing where you can play today. And then release that back leg with resistance, bend your front leg, come back to warrior 2. Take a big breath to inhale here, reach that top arm up and back, lengthen your front leg. And then we're going to windmill, rebending that leg, cartwheel the hands, step back to plank, pause, find the play, roll to the outer right toes, Vasisthasana. Again, feeling that Manipura, that core center. A few options here in Vasisthasana. Can bring that bottom leg down and simply take a side modified version. I'm demoing that right now. You can also cross your top leg, so left leg crosses over, right hip stays off of the ground. That's also a great option. You can also stack your top leg on top of your bottom leg, lifting your hips high, not at the expense of losing the breath. And the fourth option I'll give you today is to take that top leg, place it behind you, and take this into rockstar, Las Vegas, flipped dog pose. Your choice. You're taking your choice of the transition here as you make your way back to plank, step by step. And then you get to decide which variation, if you're choosing one, the other, or skipping it, keep coming to down dog. There is no right or wrong. Yoga is the path of the self, to the self, through the self. But we've just been taught linear approaches. Take a deep breath to inhale. Open up the mouth. Exhale that breath out. And then take that left leg straight up and back. All 5 toes point down like you're pushing into a wall. Draw your navel in and up. Maybe stepping that left foot behind the left wrist. Right foot a little right of center. Windmill, cartwheel, warrior 2. Finding that steadiness. And then place your hands to your hips, right? Making sure the pelvis is level. If our pelvis, that water center, is off balance, it will affect not just the rest of the chakras, the subtle energy, but it affects our alignment. So if the pelvis is off, the equilibrium is off. Our balance is off, our sight is off, our shoulders are off. Rounding down, taking this yin variation first with palms facing up, practicing that softness within challenging postures. We'll flow here a few times. Reach that top arm up and back. You can take peaceful warrior with a straighter bent leg. Exhale, Ardha, side angle, left hand on top, left forearm on top of left thigh, right arm long. Breathing in, reaching that top arm up and back, relaxing the jaw. Exhale, release it. Taking 3 more like this on your own. Drop into what this feels like. Right? If it feels like you're struggling, where can you have some compassion? Some softness? Where can you practice steadiness? Grace? Ease. It starts with how we practice that with ourselves. Next time you come forward, placing that left arm on top of your left thigh, I'm going to just backstroke this left hand. So letting the top hand come down, might even follow the fingers with the eyes, right? Just letting the fluidity, that shoulder joint, up, around. Just taking that 2 more times. Use the breath here, maybe even close the eyes. What does that feel like to surrender into moments that sometimes feel a little nerve-wracking, right? Not knowing if we're going to fall over, what it's going to look like. Just getting in touch with what we feel there, and then pause. Extending that top arm. Keep drawing the belly in. To the navel, to the spine. Take your time now. Lengthen your front leg. Draw that top hand to your hip. So again, step by step, you're building the foundation. Heel toe your back leg in. And then drawing your block to the outer baby toe of that left side. Finding length and expansion. One side is always more accessible, a little bit more user-friendly. But it's how we practice the compassion. Not beating ourselves up side to side, but just accepting where we are. Maybe that left hand comes to the top of the left shoulder. Maybe you extend the top arm, relaxing the neck, maybe looking down at the big toes, the side, or even up at your thumb. There are many different approaches and ways. We want to balance our nervous system so we're in alignment, out of alignment. Leave your top hand where it is, bend your bottom leg, and then take your block, place it about 6 inches in front of that right big toe. Slowly lift that back leg up as if you're leaning against a wall and flex your back foot. Half moon pose. Then finding that place where you can practice playfulness. You fall over, you fall over. Maybe you bend the top leg, reaching back, catching it with your top hand. Then bending your front leg, extend that top leg, reaching all the way back. Find warrior two. I never recommend what I do, which is looking at the screen and also balancing. So if you ever teach one day, just focus on your practice because it's really hard. Take your time. Peaceful warrior, reaching that arm up and back. But we play with the falls, right? So if we fall over, we fall over. Lengthen your front leg. And then reverse cartwheel your hands. Rebend that front leg. It's a big stretch. Step that left foot to meet the right and firm through your thighs. Pause for a moment here in plank. Roll to the outer edge of the left baby toes. Then you get to decide, maybe taking a modified version, drawing that left knee underneath your left hip. Maybe you cross your top leg. Maybe you stack your feet. There's no right or wrong. Can you stay with the breath? If you'd like to take rockstar pose, just lifting that leg up, reversing. Bring it to your variation here. And then slowly, if you're in rockstar pose, you're going to step that left foot to meet the right, your choice of the transition here. You can also skip the vinyasa. Simply meet in downward facing dog. And take your time from downward facing dog. We're going to bend the knees, look up at the space between your hands. We're going to do a little hop forward to come to the ground. So you can either practice jumping through the hands or simply hop forward. Yeah. So we're going to go into today boat pose, navasana boat pose, but we're using the blocks to stimulate that fire. So keeping the block in between your inner thighs, make sure all 10 toes are on the ground. So really feeling grounded in the pelvis lengthening down. Take your block, bring it straight up overhead, and then relax the neck and the jaw. So we're feeling that activation already without necessarily taking large movement. And almost as if you could feel your body in a straight line, just lean back about 2 centimeters. And if you feel yourself breaking at the spine, come straight back up, right? So we don't even have to move the feet off of the earth. The act of squeezing the inner thighs already fires up. Maybe we lean back a little bit more, not at the expense of the back compromising. Notice if the feet are coming off of the ground. So push down and the feet staying grounded. Maybe we lean back a little bit more, might be shaking with excitement. And then notice where your arms are, right? Have they moved back? Could you keep your biceps in line with your ears? Just feeling the steadiness. One more breath here. Sa, connecting to that gateway. Hum, letting it charge and transform you. Come straight back up this time. We'll take a forward fold. So lengthening forward, keep the block that's in between your thighs there, belly to the thighs, and with resistance, you're going to fold forward. Totally okay if the backs of the knees do not straighten. More important to keep your chest, your belly on top of your thigh bones. And then you can take that top block and place it in between your ankles if you would like, as a space holder. Depending on where you are, you can also place your wrists on top, your forearms on top of the block, and then release your head. So this forward fold is no different than Uttanasana, right? Just keeping that micro bend in the knees to release the lower back. And then depending on your facility, ranges of the ego, it's not about how far we get. Just letting your body stay connected. So chest is always on top of the thighs, head, neck, jaw at ease. Take your time very slowly, releasing the lower back now. Draw your chin to your chest. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. And keep squeezing the block that's in between the ankles. Keep squeezing the block that's in between the inner thighs. Take your arms straight up overhead. Dandasana staff pose. I want you to feel this activation, this line of energy that is moving through you. Just aligning your spine, aligning your sits bones. Head should be easeful. Take the block that's now in between your ankles. Keep the block that's in between your inner thighs. And we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Going into a restorative bridge now to support what we just activated. Keep squeezing the block in between your inner thighs. Lift your pelvis and then slide the block that is in your second hand underneath your sacrum. So the core is still being activated. The Manipura chakra is still being activated, but we don't have to force anything. It's a way of training our bodies the same way we practice hygiene. It's training our bodies to embrace the fire, but we don't have to be emblazoned. Keep squeezing the block that's in between the thighs, feeling the support of the sacrum. And maybe if it feels good for you, your elbows, your arms come into 90 degrees soft cactus. And then pause here. What does it feel like if you're used to being Rajasic, if you're used to inverting, going into wheel, taking Halasana plow pose, right? What does it feel like to simmer and to concentrate that energy with direction to this posture? That is a challenge in itself, right? To go from speeding up, or what we usually do, to finding a different way, a new perspective, a new beginning. All of this is really important to practice on the mat because it translates off the mat. So as we step into a new beginning, new approaches, postures, also allowing us to embrace of how things will now be. Just take a moment and let that land. Letting yourself receive with grace, with ease, what's moving through you, what is resistant, where you can soften and accept. Take your time now, lift your hips up, keep squeezing that block in between your legs. Remove the block that's underneath your sacrum from out. We're going to keep the one that's in between the thighs there, so still keeping that. Draw your knees into your chest. And we're going to take a little twist with the block in between the thighs over to the left side. So bum hops over about 7 centimeters. Take the knees to the left. You can take this left hand to the outer part of the right thigh. And just notice if the hip and shoulders are aligned. And then right hand to the top of the right shoulder. Maybe extend that right arm only if it feels good. And then pause. Let your body situate. Let yourself receive. And smooth breath out through the mouth. Right hand to the right shoulder. Right elbow up to the ceiling. Roll over into fetal position, left side, just pause. Practice the pausing. Gather your knees. Come back to center. Taking your time. Realign your hips. And then hop your bum over 7 centimeters to the left side. Keep squeezing the block and then let your knees fall to the right. Right hand to the outside of your left knee. Keep drawing that left hip bone down. Left hand to the top of the left shoulder, left elbow, opening up to the left side, only if that feels comfortable. And then let yourself breathe into this posture. It is all a practice. Every experience gives us an opportunity to practice how we respond versus react. It gives us an opportunity to practice the narratives that we write and tell ourselves. It gives us an opportunity to break whatever the repeated pattern or lesson is. Your left hand now to the top of your left shoulder, left elbow to the ceiling, and gently fold over to the right side. Just pause in fetal position. Slowly let yourself come back onto your back. Don't rush at all. Take your time. And then remove the block from in between your thighs. Just take a moment here, let your feet land. Just let your pelvis take a few windshield wipers. And then however you would like to set up today for Shavasana, I'm going to recommend if some heat came up or if something came up for you, to lengthen your legs and take the block and place it on top of your belly. So soothing that flame, soothing that fire. If you would like to cover yourself with a blanket, that is also something that I recommend. It stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. But there is absolutely no right or wrong way. Whichever variation, however you choose to let your body land, let your body land. Knowing that there doesn't always have to be an answer. That everything in life is an invitation to practice. And that may seem exhausting. It may seem challenging at first. But that is actually the breakthrough that liberates us from the constructs that keep us in this pattern of limitation. What you think of yourself, what others think of you, what is right, what's coming next, all of those questions are limited. When we get really good at embracing the discomfort, moving towards the challenges, moving towards the fire, so we can practice calmness, compassion. On the other side is Tantra, Tanoti and Trayati, liberation and expansion. If you are walking the spiritual path, it is inevitable. Otherwise, we're just walking around in a series of exercises without ever breaking through. So letting yourself now experience the cooling, the transmutation. Letting yourself now receive from Mahashakti, from Mother Earth. Let your feet, ankles, backs of the calves, shins, knees, thigh bones, pelvis, as if you're laying on wet sand right at the edge of where the shoreline brushes up. Let your back body feel heavy and feel your back body sink into wet sand. Feel the front body soften and open, almost as if you can feel the waves coming in with an inhalation, bringing in new prana. And with the exhalation, sweeping away, exhaling out, releasing that stuck energy. Relax your throat. Soften your ears. Relax your jaw. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let your forehead run smooth. And soften your brain. Just embracing soft, puffy-like clouds. As if you could feel them hovering in between the two brain hemispheres. We call that space the Hara Akashavayu. It's the place of pure consciousness, where your consciousness merges with the supreme consciousness. Just letting yourself receive. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace with yourself, peace with others, peace, the greater intelligence in all forces that we are part of. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and slide your tongue behind the upper teeth. Slowly rub your thumbs over each fingertip, just bringing your consciousness back to your physical awareness. Stretch the toes and reach the arms up overhead, just lengthening one side and then the other. And stretch the other side. Gathering your own knees and rolling over to the right side, no rush. Pause in fetal position, just practicing the pauses. And then let yourself rise. Any comfortable seat, letting your head arrive last. And press the palms to the heart. And feel this merging of opposites. It exists. It exists within our body. One side isn't better than the other. One perspective isn't better than the other. So we bow down to this humble gesture. It's just a reminder that the opposites are part of one. So let's close today with an Om, the union of all sounds, all things. You can join me or simply receive. Take a deep breath to inhale. Practice compassion with yourself in those moments that you feel challenged. And look at it as the lesson that's leading you to the other side. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.